go to Cali. You will live in that house. You will get a pool. You will learn how to swim. You will be in the sun in the wintertime. You will live your best life. And not on my watch. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself of some stuff that has happened on your watch. You shouldn't feel guilty. It's your turn. It's your time. You've blessed everybody else. You've set everybody else for success. You've compromised you for them, and look where you are. It's time for you. And don't you know that the best thing you could do for them is to be the best version of you? Don't you understand that? That you're not helping them by not being the best version of you? The only way you're really going to bless them is to be the best you can be. So here's my last one. Have a seat. Here's my last one. So I told you the who and why. This is important. This is important, guys. This is important. I need when you leave this room, pray for. You know what to do. You know who you need to be. Now you need to pray for the drive to get it done. No. This is the last one. You got to find, some of you have a problem. Like you the old standard car, right? The new cars are automatic. They got an automatic starter. You just hit the button. Like you don't even do the key no more. You just push the button and it starts on its own. Unfortunately, we weren't made just to start on our own. You got to find your why, and your why is what's going to start you. And so for a lot of you, you're not doing nothing because you don't have any purpose right now. You don't have a sense of purpose. You're not waking up for nobody. And I need you to get that engine. I need that drive, because you know what to do. You're the right person to do it, but you just can't seem to get out of bed. You can't seem to do what you're supposed to do. Every time you come up against a trial or a tribulation, you let it stop you. Like you don't have anybody from the South, Georgia, Alabama. Okay, so they're gonna relate to this. So they're hills. It's not a flat It's not a flat land. The territory is not flat. So you got to go up a hill oftentimes. So if you got a 4-cylinder, it's gonna be tough. When I first went to college, I had an Escort. And so when you hit those hills, you can feel the car like, if it's not a good car, some people can't even make it over the hill. But if you got an 8-cylinder or a 12-cylinder, it's like it's not even a hill. You put your foot on the gas and you go over. The problem with most of you, you're a 4-cylinder. And when you hit trials and tribulations, you can't make it up the hill. I want to help you as I leave. Because people look at me and go, E, man, you passionate, you got going on. A little bit over 3 years ago, I got a call from my wife coming home from work. She said, sweetheart, I could hear the trepidation. I could hear it in her voice. I'm like, boo, what's up? What's going on? She was like, help. I said, help, what's wrong? You got in an accident? No, I'm lost. I said, lost? We live in Lansing. It's not even a freeway. She's like, no, I don't know where I am. I said, stop playing. She's like, no, I'm serious. I don't know where I am. I said, okay, do me a huge favor. Are you near a McDonald's? I'm just saying, McDonald's, there's 3 of them. And I would know where she was. Are you near me? She said, yep. I said, do I have a playhouse? She said, yep. I said, all right, you're on Martin Luther King. You're on the south side. I'm on my way. Went pick my wife up, called my homegirl, went to college with. It's like, yo, Dee Dee she didn't know where she was. She said she needs to go to the doctor immediately. Said, all right. I'm like, we're good. You know what I'm saying? We've been dating since we were 16 years old. We good. You know what I'm saying? Like we kids together. This just a little quick boy. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Go take her to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Praise God. I'm #1 motivational speaker in the world. So I get different type of health care. No, listen to me very closely. The reason why you got to be the best in the world, because they treat you differently when you're not. The reason why you have to be your best version, because if you're not your best version, they treat you differently. I call my homegirl who works at the hospital. She's a physician. She calls somebody. We go sit down. They say, look, we on the weekend go get an MRI. I'm like, bet. We go get an MRI. They call us on Monday. Listen to me. You think I'm playing. When you're not your best version and you're not multiplying and having dominion, you got different kind of health care. Look, my wife, okay, so we go to the hospital. I know something wrong because we sit in the room and it takes 40 minutes for them to come in. So I'm like, okay, usually it take a long time because they're trying to think of, like, how are we going to break the news to you? So they cut the lights off. We got a screen like this. They show her brain, an image of her brain, and they take the little laser boy and put it up on the, and when I look at it, you see like 7 little spots on her brain. And so I ain't no doctor. I told you I got a GED. I ain't brilliant, but I ain't dumb. I know those spots ain't supposed to be there. And so I'm talking to the doctor, and she, they going roundabout. I'm like, look, man, just, what I'm saying, just keep it 100. What is this? She's like, well, we don't know if it's cancerous, but we believe that it's MS, it's multiple sclerosis. And I was like, all right, what is that? What I'm saying? I don't know what that is. I'm like, what is it? Is she gonna die? That's the first thing. Real, like, you don't know. Like, that's the first thing. I'm like, is she gonna die? It was like, no, it's chronic. She gonna live with it forever. I'm like, what? So I'm like, all right, it's showtime. My wife ain't there yet, so let me find out what to do. I started doing all my homework. Homework says the only thing that they know causes is stress. I started studying. My wife going to work again. She coming home stressed out. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work. You're gonna have to quit. And she's like, well, I don't mind quitting, but do you got enough money? Like, you got enough money for me to quit? I'm like, I got enough money. She's like, no, I'm not talking about for the year or two. I'm talking about for the next 30 years. I was like, ooh, how much we spend every month? I'm saying, I don't know. She's like, 5,000. I'll say, okay, 5,000 times 12. Okay, good. Times 30 was 1.8 million. I went from the number 10, number 5 to the number 1 motivational speaker in the world. No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I started getting on stage and realizing, like, people's like, E, what? You just went to a whole other level. I'm not speaking no more to entertain. I'm not speaking to help people. I'm speaking so my girl never have to go back to work again. I'm speaking so that the MS don't kill her. I got a different drive. I got a different why. I got to make this $1.8 million so my girl can quit for the rest of her life. I'm taking all gigs. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. And the problem with some of you in this room, you don't have no drive. You ain't got nothing pushing you. You ain't got no reason for waking up in the morning. You ain't got no reason for pushing past that pain. You have no reason. You better find one before you get out of here today. And I'm telling you, I saw my girl go from 50%. She was like a baby. She could only eat, take a shower, and she had no energy. So we started changing medication. We started changing diets. We started changing everything. And then I noticed she started getting better. But I noticed in Michigan in the winter, I noticed that her body wouldn't respond well in the winter because there was no sun. It wasn't just cold, it was no sun. And MS is a vitamin D deficiency. So she quit her job. I put the money to the side, got the insurance just in case I die. She can continue to live the lifestyle that she's living. And then we took it to the next level. People was like, yo, E, you #1 now. Bro, you still going stupid crazy. You putting out more content than anybody. What's going on? I'm like, I got one more move to make. They're like, what's that move? I said, I got to move to California. I got to get a winter house in San Diego. They said, San Diego? You know how expensive San Diego is? I said, it's expensive. Expensive? Nothing expensive when you want to see your wife live another 30, 40 years. There's no such thing of expensive when you're trying to... Somebody said, why San Diego? You can move to other places that got sun. I said, she can't take extreme heat. San Diego is 78 degrees all year long. I got to get her to San Diego. I could take some shortcuts, but you don't take shortcuts for the person who was there with you when you were homeless. You don't take shortcuts to the person that was hiding you in their mama's house and feeding you in the winter months because she didn't want you out in the cold. You don't take shortcuts for the person that made you go to college. You don't take shortcuts for the person that was able to get the first house in her name because your credit was shot. You don't take the shortcut with somebody that had your 2 kids and was on a hospital bed, could have died having your baby. You don't take a shortcut for people you love. You rise to the level and do what you got to do. I'm going to say it again. You don't take shortcuts. So they told me how much the house in California costs. I said, let's go. It's all good. We'll call it our second property and do it through the company. It's all good. They said, Eric, the house going to cost like $11,000 a month. It's like, it's all good. End up getting a contract with a school district in California for that amount. Somebody said, how you get that contract? Because my wife got to move to California, so I'm getting on the phone, making phone calls, praying, writing books, doing whatever I can to open up another door. to make sure that house get paid for every year. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You better go inside. You still looking outside for the stuff that's already inside. You still looking for someone to save you when you already your superhero. You looking for some information from somebody when you already got what you need in your head. It's just time for you to get up and be the best version of you. So say with me, I can. Come on, I can. I will. I must. I can. I will. I must. All right, so this is why you're not getting hyped, because you don't understand what it means. I can means I have the ability to do it. I got what it takes. I have the ability to do it. I got what it takes to get a PhD. No, I'm not. I'm academically, I'm not there. I am average skilled, but I'm phenomenally willed. I got what it takes. I got average skill, but I got phenomenal will. I can. I have the ability to do it. I will. Somebody count on me. I will. I have the willpower to make it happen. I must. My wife needs me. I must. My son needs me. I must. My daughter needs me. It's not an option. And the reason why some of you are not where you're supposed to be, you've given yourself an option. You've given yourself an out. You've given yourself an excuse. You've given yourself room not to do it, but you have what it takes to, come on, I can. I can. Come on, say it a little sassy. I can. I can. Come on, I can. I will. I will. I must. I want you to think about that loved one. I must. I will not leave them to do it themselves. I must. I will not leave them handicapped. I must. I will not leave my wife in a wheelchair. Not on my watch. She will not get in a wheelchair. She will not lose her sight on my watch. She will not be able to walk. Not on my watch. You will live your best life. Not on my watch. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself of some stuff that has happened on your watch. So I'm being real. What are you going to do to separate yourself? I separated myself. Your mom and daddy and your family have to deal with the decisions you made. It's your life, not a game.
It was amazing.
This is like nothing I've ever encountered.
Everything about this thing, top tier. You can't get any better.
What is it internally that you know is not going to benefit you in this new season of your life? I am where I am today because I've mastered the art of release.
This is the best conference I've been to in the last 5-10 years.
My arm and my hand is paralyzed. My work ethic, it isn't. My purpose isn't. Meaning my reason for why I first started, it never got paralyzed.
This is where you are going to learn the most valuable lessons to grow your speaking career.
I left feeling seen and I left feeling changed.
I feel motivated to go out and impact lives.